and we will discuss the contributions of few of the taxonomists, few of the botanists to the field of Angiosperm taxonomy. Plant taxonomy or Angiosperm taxonomy is not a new branch of science. Since from the prehistoric period, it was exists. The first example of plant classification or plant taxonomy was started 4,500 years ago. 4,500 years ago. Babylonians, they have the knowledge of plant taxonomy. That is, they are considered to be the first to basically classify plants into the plants which can be usable and used. The Babylonians basically classified the plants into usable and unusable plants. These usable plants, maybe they might be using it as a form of food, and this unusable means it consists of some of the toxic plants. So these Babylonians are the first one to basically classify the plants. That is, it was 4,500 years ago. But there are no records regarding this classification. Only it is said that they were the first to classify the plants, basically. Next, coming to one of the important taxonomists or botanist, Theophrastus, who is regarded as the father of botany. This Theophrastus was the first one to classify the plants by taking some of the respective characters. For example, he took habit as a character. Theophrastus, he took habit as a character and he classified the plants into 4 groups, that is herbs, subshrubs, shrubs, and trees. By taking habit as a character, he classifies the plants into herbs, subshrubs, shrubs, and trees. So you might remember that herbs, they are nothing but small plants with soft stem. Usually they are having soft stem and they are very small when compared to other group of plants. Next come to the subshrubs. These subshrubs, they mainly include the plants which are woody in nature. The subshrubs, they are woody in nature. But they are woody only in the basal part. In the basal part of the plant, subshrubs, they have woody nature. But in the upper part, the stem is soft. The entire plant in case of herbs is having soft stem, but in case of subshrubs, the stem is woody at the base and soft at the top. So next come to the shrubs. The shrubs are nothing but the woody plants. The stem along the entire length, it is having woody nature 2 to 6 meter. And another important thing in case of shrubs is that it is having several branches, and the branches of stems, they arise from the single point. For example, if you consider this as a stem, from a single point several branches will arise, and all these branches are woody in nature. Next one will be trees. The tree, in case of trees, the plant body is well differentiated into roots, stem, and the leaves. Usually the stem is very long, prostrate, and it is commonly known as trunk. And the trunk part is well branched. It consists of several branches, and they grow up to a height of 150 to 200 meters. So this is about the basic classification. By taking habit as a character, this Theophrastus has divided the plants into herbs, shrubs, and trees. Theophrastus has published two of his important works, that is, Enquiry into Plants and the Causes of Plants. In his two works, he has described about 500 plants. He described about the morphology of 500 plants. So, because of all these contributions to the field of botany, he is regarded as the father of botany. And some of the genus which were described by Theophrastus during those days, like Asparagus, Ducus, and Narcissus. These three genera, they are originally described by Theophrastus during those days. And even today, these three genera are used in plant taxonomy. For example, Asparagus racemus. One of the common species in Asparagus genus is Asparagus racemus. It is commonly known as Shatavari. It belongs to the family Asparagaceae. Asparagus racemus shatavari. It belongs to the family Asparagaceae. This is one of the important medicinal plant which is having antioxidant and anti-anxiety property. So this actually the genus Asparagus was first described by Theophrastus, and still it is used. One of the examples is Asparagus racemus. Only the genus was described by Theophrastus, not the racemus. I have just given the example for that genus. Likewise, Ducus carota. Ducus carota, which is commonly known as carrot, a vegetable. It belongs to the family Umbelliferae. Ducus carota, carrot. The Ducus genus was first described by Theophrastus, and still till today it is used. One of the examples is Ducus carota. And in the same way, even the Narcissus genus was first described by Theophrastus. One of the important plant in this is Narcissus pseudonarcissus. is commonly known as daffodil, and it belongs to the family Amaryllidaceae. Amaryllidaceae. It is one of the important plant which produces ornamental flowers. That is daffodil, which bears beautiful yellow colored flowers. Scientific name of that daffodil is Narcissus tuberosum, and it belongs to the family Amaryllidaceae. And this Narcissus genus was first described by Theophrastus. And not only these three, there are several other genus which are described by Theophrastus. They are still in use today in the field of taxonomy. So this is about the contribution of Theophrastus. Let us study the contribution of one of the Indian botanists named Parasara. One of the famous book that he has published is Vrukshayurveda, which literally means scientific study of plant life, or just the study of plant life. See, Parasara was an Indian botanist. He was living in the Vedic period, and one of his most important contributions to the field of taxonomy is he has written a book known as Vrukshayurveda, which means the study of plant life. Now, this Parasara, he has classified the plants and divided these families, and he called ganas. He classified and divided the plants, and each individual unit, that is, each family of the plant, he called as gana. Now we are using the term family, but in those days he called, and he used the term gana instead of family. Parasara have divided or classified several such ganas. One of the example being that Swastika gana. This Swastika gana is a name of family which was described by Parasara in his book Vrukshayurveda. And now this Swastika gana family which was described by Parasara is now known as Cruciferae or Brassicaceae. Family Brassicaceae, to which your mustard belongs to. Mustard belongs to Brassicaceae or Cruciferae family. So how he has divided this family is, for example, you look at this family or this gana. Here what he has done is, based on the structure of the calyx, he took structure of calyx as a character for dividing the plants, and based on this structure he formulated the family Swastika gana, which means in this family the calyx will be having the structure or shape of swastika. For example, if you consider this as the shape of swastika, the calyx in this family they are arranged in the form of swastika. For example, one petal will be like this, and the opposite petal will be arranged like this. Here also same thing. One petal will be arranged like this, and the opposite will be arranged like this. The petals or the calyx, they are arranged in the form of swastika. So all the plants which are having the structure of calyx in the form of swastika or cross shape, all those plants, they are classified under swastika gana family. So even today, the swastika gana family, now it is commonly known as cruciferae or brassicaceae. In this family, for example, if you take the example of a mustard, if you look at the arrangement of corolla, it is exactly cross-shaped. It is exactly cross-shaped or swastika shape. Similarly, one petal is arranged like this, exactly opposite to that, another petal. Next, alternate petal arranged like this. The cross-shaped arrangement of corolla is seen even in cruciferae or brassicaceae. So this is the one example of families or ganas that is classified by Parasara. There are several examples, but they are not required. Just one example is enough. And along with Parasara, there are other botanists, Indian botanists particularly, like Charaka and Sushruta, who has written the Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. And in those publications, they have described about more than 500 medicinal plants. They have described about the medicinal uses, particularly they concentrated on the medicinal uses of more than 500 plants. Both Charaka and Sushruta. And there are other European scientists also which have contributed to the field of plant taxonomy, like Angiosperm, This Angiosperm was the first one to give or to insist the idea of binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. This Angiosperm was the first one to insist or to provide the idea of binomial nomenclature. Binomial means it will be having two names. The scientific name of a plant, you might be knowing that it is described or it is named with two names. First one is the generic name and the second one is specific epithet. This idea or this technique of naming the plants is known as binomial nomenclature. A scientific name will be having two names. One is generic name and the second one is specific epithet. So the idea of this binomial nomenclature was first given by Angiosperm. But he did not use it, he has just given the idea. Later, another botanist, John Ray. This John Ray was the first one who used in his publications binomial nomenclature system. See, in the prehistoric period, there was no the names of the plants. They were in polynomials. There are many names, but after John Ray, or even today, we will be using this binomial nomenclature. The scientific name of plant will be having only two names, but in the earlier days, it was in the form of polynomials. For a single plant, it will be having more than two names, not more than two names, more than two parts. Inside the name, it will be having more than two parts. Next comes the important taxonomist Carolus Linnaeus or Carl Linnaeus, who is regarded as the father of modern taxonomy. plants, that is cryptogams and phenologams. He was the first one to differentiate between cryptogams and the phenologams. In the similar way, he was the first one to propose sexual system of classification. What is this sexual system of classification means? All the taxonomists who were classified the plants before Carolus Linnaeus, they did not look into the reproductive parts as a character for classifying the plants. They were just considering the visible morphological characters. Based on those characters only they used to classify or identify the plants. But Carolus Linnaeus was the first one who has studied the reproductive structures of the plant, that is Angiosperm and Angiosperm. By taking into consideration of reproductive structures, he has classified the plants. So he was the first one to propose sexual system of classification. Basically, Carolus Linnaeus has divided the plants into 24 classes. So he took 3 to 4 distinguishing characters like number of stamens, length of stamens, fusion of or union of stamens, and several other characters. So depending upon these characters, what he has done is he has classified the plants into 24 classes. So first you look at the first character, number of stamens. What he has done is he has classified the plants depending upon the number of stamens. For example, if a plant or if a flower has only one stem, all those plants which are having only one stem inside their flowers, they are classified under the group Monandria. Monandria is single stamen, represents all those plants which has a single stamen in their flowers. All those are classified into Monandria. So similarly, if there are 2 stamens are present, all those plants are divided into the class Diandria, 2 stamens. Similarly, 3 means Triandria. Likewise, 4 Tetrandria. 5 means 5 stamens are present means Pentandria. Likewise, if 10 stamens are present, Decandria. If more than 10 stamens are present, Dodecandria. Likewise, based on the number of stamens, he has classified the plants into several classes. Next, coming to the length of stamens. So, depending upon the length of stamens, he has classified the plants into based on the length of the stamens, didynamis and tetradynamis. Based on the length of stamen, he has divided into 2 classes, that is didynamis and tetradynamis. What do you mean by this didynamis? Usually, in case of didynamis plants, you will be having 4 stamens. The flower, in case of didynamis plant, is having 4 stamens. Out of these 4 stamens, 2 will be longer and 2 will be shorter. Out of 4 stamens, 2 of the stamens will be longer and the remaining 2 will be shorter. So all the flowers which consist of this character, they are grouped into the didynamy. Similarly, in case of tetradynamy, what happens? Here, totally 6 stamens are present. In the flower, 6 stamens are present. Here, what happens? 4 of the stamens are longer and the remaining 2 are shorter. 4 of the stamens are longer and remaining 2 are shorter in case of tetradynamy. So the best example for this didynamism is 2 stamens longer and 2 stamens shorter. It is in Racema, ತುಳಸಿ ಗಿಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ 4 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 4ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 2 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರುತ್ತೆ. Likewise, the example for tetradynamy is your mustard plant, ಸಾಸಿವೆ. ಈ mustard plant ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ totally 6 stamens are present. 6 stamens ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 are longer and the remaining 2 are smaller. So this is about the classification based on length of the stamens. Next come to the union of the stamens or union of the filament. He considered this union of the filament as a character, and based on this character he classified the plants into several classes. For example, monadelphous, diadelphous, and polyadelphous. Based on the length of the union of filaments, he classifies the plant into monadelphous, diadelphous, and polyadelphous plants. So, in case of monadelphous, what happens? All the stamens which are present in the flower, all the stamens which are present in the flower, in these stamens, all the filaments are united. The filaments in these stamens are united, and these united filaments, they form a tube-like structure. All the stamens, they unite to form a single tube-like structure. So that's why monadelphous. Mono means single, adelphous means single tube, single staminal tube. We call it as staminal tube. In case of monadelphous, all the filaments of the stamens are united to form a single staminal tube or single tube. All these plants which show this character, they are classified under monadelphous plants. So the best example is always hibiscus. Hibiscus is the best example for this monadelphous flower. Hibiscus, it is having the stamens, particularly the filaments of this flower, they are fused to form a single staminal tube. For example, if you look at the hibiscus flower, here you have stamens, and here you will be having anthers. Here it is stigma, here it is stamens, anthers. Usually, suddenly, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ we call it as stigma, style and ovary. We call it as style in case of hibiscus, but that is not actually style. That is actually staminal tube. All the filaments of these anthers, they are all fused to form a single large staminal tube. So, ಈ staminal tube ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾ ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಮೈನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಗೆ ದಾರದ ತರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್. Discuss it which looks like style. That is not actually the style. That is actually the staminal tube. Inside that staminal tube we have style. So for monodermous stamens, hibiscus is best example. Likewise, in case of dihedral, here what happens? Instead of a single staminal tube, it will form two staminal tube like this. All the filaments of these anthers are fused to form one staminal tube, and all the filaments of another anther fused to form another staminal tube, like this. The best example for this dihedral stamens is pea plant. The pea plant is 9 plus 1 arrangement. The 9 plus 1 arrangement of stamens usually it is having 10 stamens or 10 anthers. Out of these 10 anthers, 9 of the filaments of anthers are fused to form one tube, one staminal tube. The remaining one is single. It forms another staminal tube. So this is dihedral. Likewise, 5 plus 5 arrangement. 5 filaments of the anthers are fused to form one tube, and remaining 5 fused to form another staminal tube. This is about the dihedral. Similarly, polyhedral there are numerous number of stamens are present, and all those stamens they are grouped into several staminal tubes. All the filaments of those stamens are grouped into several